Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all the likes, comments, shares. I do appreciate it so much. And to show you my appreciation, I am giving away a free personalized tarot reading. All you have to do to qualify is subscribe to this channel, like this video, and comment Artful Manifesting. I will be announcing the winner to this drawing on May 7th, which is the next new moon. I'm going to try to do a drawing every 2 weeks. It's really, really nice getting to know you and connect with you. Those of you that I've already done personal readings for, I absolutely loved it. And for today's reading, we're going to be getting a message from the other side. So this could be from a passed on loved one, an ancestor, spirit guide, somebody on the other side, somebody in spirit that wants to connect with you and give you a message. If you would like to purchase a personalized reading, just know that for a short period, you will also get a free 20-minute channeling to, again, your ancestors, guides, or a passed on loved one. If that's something that you're interested in, there is a link to my Instagram in the comments where you can contact me to set that up. All right, let's get started. We are connecting with the other side. I do ask you to set your intentions as to who you want to connect with. And ask your guides for assistance in interpreting any sounds that you may hear on your end or mine. Any images that I share, ask them to direct your vision towards whatever it is they want you to notice. And of course, the message that I share. All right, for pile number 1, we have Moose. And this is card number 11 in this deck. And for card number 2, we have the blue Heron, which is card number 45. And for the last one, we have the Crow, card number 24. You may already know which pile you're most drawn to, but if you like to hear what the stones are, let me introduce those to you now. For pile number 1, we have a piece of fossilized coral. And for pile number 2, we have opalized ammonite. And for pile number 3, we have fossilized sea urchin. Okay. So whichever stone and or card you're most drawn to, that's probably the image, or rather the reading meant for you. You're always welcome to listen to 2 or 3 as they may be from different spirits, different beings on the other side. You may get additional messages, so that's always an option. You'll find a link to the readings in the description box below. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the fossilized coral, which enhances concentration and enthusiasm. It also builds self-confidence and it raises one's resistance to negative energies, negative emotions, protecting your mental well-being. You also chose the card Moose. And Moose is about recognizing what you've overcome and what you've accomplished so far. Your passed on loved ones, your ancestors, want you to know that they are proud of you. They are proud of what you've overcome. They're impressed with you, with what you've accomplished. And they see you as awakening to your true self, your spiritual power. Let's draw some oracle cards. I do put the names of all the oracle decks that I use in the description box below if that's something that you're interested in. We are connecting to pile number 1's passed on loved ones, ancestors, guides. Four-legged. Endurance. Again, validation of what you've overcome, your resilience, and your ability to go even farther. And if you have a pet that is passed on, they are with you. Their presence is that of a guardian angel, a spiritual being that loves you unconditionally and whose intentions are always of the utmost, highest, best for you. Oop. Let's draw some from this deck. What do pile number 1's passed on loved ones, family, in spirit, ancestors, guides want them to know? All right, I really felt like they wanted to use these cards, so let's see what we get. I have roots. I really feel strongly ancestors present for you in this reading, pile number 1. I got that with the moose, the four-legged, and now with the roots. In addition to a pet, I feel that most of you that chose this reading are receiving messages from your ancestors. they're saying you have strong foundations, a strong foundation, deep roots. The Alchemist. You have the ability to transmute energy, transmute situations. This is one of your gifts. The Weaver. Perhaps some of you knit, sew, crochet, and your passed on loved one or ancestors, they're there with you when you're doing this. And they want to thank you for doing this. It is a form of honoring them. This is a kind of craft that they did. And the memory. All right, this is a passed on loved one letting me know that this message isn't only from ancestors, but also from passed on loved ones, someone that you knew in this lifetime that passed on. They're also letting me know that the weaving or the passions that you partake in, maybe not everybody crochets or knits or sews, but there's some passion. They're showing me somebody who sings or plays an instrument, and they are telling me that it's in your DNA. It is, your blood remembers this. It's a gift that's been passed down, as is your ability to transmute energy and situations. It is a gift that's been passed down. It's in your bones. It's in your blood. All right, let's draw some tarot cards, and I may come back to these oracle cards. We are connecting. I feel like that one didn't want to go back in, so I'm going to take it. Connecting to pile number one's beings that are in spirit. There we go. Let's take those three for now, and we'll see if we need more. So we have the Chariot. My phone went off just as I was holding this up, thinking about what the Chariot means: movement, moving towards a goal. And we have the Queen of Cups. And I just want to show you these images for a while because I felt led to use this particular deck because of the images. And so in the first tarot that I pulled, we had the Chariot. We see somebody with horses and a bale of hay that they're bringing in, somebody who's working the land. And here we see somebody sitting on the beach, on a rock, somebody communing with nature. An older woman. I'm getting the energy of a mother or a grandmother who's passed on. She's holding a seashell. The Emperor. And here we see an older man, like a grandfather, a shepherd, an authority figure, someone who took care of the family. All right, I think I'm going to draw a few more tarot cards. Oops, that is definitely too many. But here's 3 right here, and that's what we need is 3. Yep. All right. Okay, so we have 7 of Wands. We see somebody protesting, an activist. Somebody standing up for what is right. A male energy, somebody in their middle ages, maybe a fatherly figure. Knight of Swords. Somebody on the white horse. Again, another fatherly figure. Somebody committed to doing what is right. Somebody honest, truthful. And the 3 of Pentacles. Working together. And these pentacles look both like mandalas and quilting designs. Perhaps a passed on loved one that quilted. We see some chickens, a barn. All right, let me take a moment to listen to what they're telling me. There's, in addition to passed on loved ones that may be relatives, there's definitely a friend here. And they're showing me this, it may be a wolf, but it kind of looks like a dog. Loyalty, a loyal friend, a very good, dear friend that is with you in spirit. And there are ancestors really emphasizing that they are so proud of you, and they really want to emphasize that you are resilient and strong. The reason we have the Chariot here is because you have overcome challenges. It's triumph. And your ancestors want you to persevere and stay focused on your goals. They are assisting you to overcome any obstacles, and they have faith in you that you can overcome obstacles. They want you to harness your strength and keep going. They see you as triumphant. And I'm also, when I very first pulled out the Moose card, I thought of how spiritual you must be. And the Chariot is a 7, and then we have the 7 of Wands. Again, which is about standing your ground, defending your position. And it's just more about them urging you to be assertive and face your challenges and opposition. Use your resilience. Trust in your abilities and hold firm to your beliefs. Again, they keep taking me to the roots that you have a strong foundation in your DNA, in your blood. And some of you are maybe separated from your core family. If you have, mom, dad, siblings, you may be separated from your core family. Some of you may even be separated from a spouse. But what your ancestors, past on loved ones, want you to know is what's important is not where you come from, not your roots and where you come from, but the nourishment that you get. And they want you to know that sometimes they come to you in the form of an animal. And there's something about horses. We see horses here, here, and here. They're showing me the horses, and I am not personally a horse person, but I don't know if they were a horse person or if you are, but they're showing me the horses. It could be that they want you to know when you see a horse, a picture of a horse, a video of a horse, that is them reminding you of your endurance. Just like the horse has endurance, you have endurance. There must be something that you're working on, or a spiritual evolution enlightenment, awakening. Again, the 11 on the Moose card, there's a spiritual awakening, a spiritual path that you're on. And they want you to remember that you have the endurance, the strength, the resilience to keep going. The Emperor is structure and leadership. So they want you to be disciplined in your approach. Establish stability. They want you to take control of your life. And that doesn't mean to say that you're not in control. I'm just sharing with you what they are telling me. They want you to know that you can control your life, not in a controlling way, but that you are this alchemist. You can transmute energies. You have the power to take a situation and find the opportunity in it, the silver lining in it, the gift in disguise. They see you as this compassionate person. And you are a leader, but you're a compassionate leader. Trust in your intuition. Embrace your compassion and your empathy in your interactions with others. And lead with that. Be courageous in approaching your goals. Know that you are being supported. You're being supported by your ancestors, by your passed on loved ones, your guides, your angels, but they also are encouraging you to find a community that is like-minded. Find a community that you share interest with, like quilting or crocheting, knitting, singing, a choir. Okay, they want me to draw some more of these oracle cards. So I'm going to do that. Let's see what else they have. What else do they have to say? Connecting pile number one's ancestors and passed on loved ones. What message do they have? They are showing me somebody who's looking at pictures. Perhaps that you were looking at pictures of them. Oops. Let's see what we have. The healer. And we see a dog. It kind of looks like this one. These are different decks. So again, a loyal friend, a passed on pet, and your ability to heal yourself and others. Situations, healing situations. The sickle. That's interesting because here we see somebody that's collected hay or wheat, and here we see them cutting. And they're showing me this deer horn. Maybe you're making art with deer horns, skulls, animal pieces. And they want you to know that they admire that, they see that. They want you to keep working on that. The distaff, which was used in weaving or something with fibers. We got this card before. It's also a symbol of high status, being honored. So definitely there is, maybe they were a weaver. And I keep saying weaver. Please know that I am not a knitter, crocheter, or weaver. I don't sew or any of that, quilt. So when I say weaver, it can apply to any of those things. But also what you weave into your life. They're showing me someone taking something apart, taking pieces like from an old blanket or clothes, and then creating something new. So like taking the yarn or the fabric from one thing and then sewing it into something new. So I'm not sure if that's something that you're doing and they're seeing you do that, or if that's something that they did. But there's also this idea of, they're showing me mushrooms, like breaking things down into their basic components and then taking those different ingredients and using it to fuel or create something else, using those elements as components for something new. And they're taking me back to the alchemist card. They're showing me somebody who mixes things, somebody who mixes drinks, a bartender, but also somebody who is mixing potions or scents or perfumes, even using like essential oils to heal. Okay, they're taking me back to the mushrooms and showing me the moose and the healer cutting, the idea of the past and separating certain memories from the wisdom gained from those memories. So like with the sickle, you harvest your wheat, but you don't consume everything. Things have to be separated. You just consume part of the wheat and then grind it up into flour to use it to make bread. So there's something about something that happened in the past that part of your healing process is you separating the event from the wisdom gained from it and the medicine gained from it that you use to heal yourself, your lineage, and others. All right, let's see what else we got. The soothsayer. So you have the ability to read. Perhaps you are a tarot reader or you read people. You're very good at reading people as a result of whatever these past events are that they're wanting you to separate the event from the gifts that you received from them. And one of them is an enhanced ability to read people. And the standing stone, which to me is a passed on loved one. They see you when you visit their gravesite. And this is somebody that passed very recently. They want you to know that they're with you. They are watching you. They're supporting you, nurturing you, loving you. They see you cry. And they want you to know that they're sorry that they left so soon. But this was a contract you had with one another before you incarnated in this life. This is how it was meant to be. They're still with you, but in spirit. And they're in a wonderful state of peace and love. And they think you're beautiful. They love you, they adore you. Yeah, they just keep telling me they don't want you to cry. You're strong. They want you to be happy. Something about the sun. Maybe this was your son. They are in a wonderful place. And they want you to know that. They feel happy, they feel loved, they are at peace, and they don't want you to be sad. This is how it was supposed to be. Pile number 1. I hope that you got something from this. There were a lot of different spirits reaching out to communicate. So take what resonates and leave the rest. You are loved. And you do have beings on the other side in spirit that are with you, loving you and supporting you. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the blue heron, which encourages you to embrace your uniqueness, release shame. It encourages a sense of calm and peace. You also chose the opalized ammonite, which is very grounding in the mind and body, and it positively impacts one's survival instincts and the will to persevere and to keep seeking personal growth and power. All right. Now I do want to let you know that in reading number 1, I was receiving a lot from many different spirits, and I just want to remind you that this is a general reading, and you should take what resonates and leave the rest, because there were very specific messages coming through. So just keep that in mind. There may be something very specific for you, and there may be something very specific for someone else. All right, we are connecting now with pile number 2's passed on loved ones, ancestors, anyone connected to pile number 2 who is in spirit and has pile number 2's highest good interest. All right, I feel this one. Journey. They are telling me that you can journey and connect with them. It's not your imagination. And what I mean by it's not your imagination is you're not making it up. You're using the mechanism of the imagination to connect with them, but it is a real connection. When they come to mind, when you daydream, or when you consciously, I see someone laying down and listening to something, focusing, meditating, trying to connect to someone on the other side, you are successful. They want you to know that you are doing that. So pay attention to what you receive, what messages you get. And if you're not doing that, they're encouraging you to do that. All right, let's take some cards from this deck. Remember, I do put the names of all the decks that I use in the description box below. If that's something that you're interested in, you're connecting with. Ooh. All right, that was too many. Those 2 stayed, so I'll keep that one. And this one revealed itself, so we will keep this one as well. All right, the Scholar. They're telling me they are seeing you study and learn. And they're very impressed with everything that you've learned so far. if you're going to school or learning something new and you're reading about it, researching it, looking it up on the internet, taking classes, they want you to know they are there with you. They see you doing this and they love that. They love that you're doing that. They're very impressed with you. The Standing Stone. This is somebody that passed recently. And they want you to know that when you think about them, when you visit their grave site, that they see you. They are connecting with you. They are with you. And there's confirmation. But that is somebody who passed recently. You also have the Dusk Child. I haven't drawn this card yet. But I am getting the energy of someone very young that passed. And they are with you. They want you to know they are with you. Also, somebody who played an instrument or plays an instrument, somebody who listens to music, you're listening to their song or your song, y'all's song, maybe a song you used to sing to them or they used to sing to you. Yeah, they see that. They hear it. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get a couple more from this deck. Oh, there we go. So we have the Priestess. So again, this reminds me of the Journey card. Some of you are intentionally connecting to passed on loved ones or ancestors, and they want you to know that you are being successful in that connection. So they want you to pay attention to what you receive. They are passing down wisdom to you in these connections. And the Veil Walker. I mean, we couldn't get more confirmation than that. Somebody who has the ability to commune to the other side. You're doing it. They want you to stop doubting your ability to commune with them, because you absolutely are communing with them. And notice both of these figures have a bird on their shoulder. Well, this one's on their staff, very near their shoulder. We have an owl and a crow, or a raven. They want you to use your gift to help others in your journey. I'm going to scooch these down so we can draw some. Did you hear the rooster crow? More confirmation. All right, let's get some tarot cards and see what else we can find out from your ancestors, passed on loved ones. What do they want you to know at this time? that one. The Hanged Man. And notice that this fell on this card, and I was looking at this card. They were taking my attention to this card, and here we see a little girl. So someone's little girl who passed. And look at that. Doesn't that look like a blue heron? That's amazing. Yes, they are with you. This was divine design. That they are your guardian angel now. Seven of Wands. This came out in the first pile. Somebody who fights for what is right. Somebody's telling me that you are fighting for them, something about the circumstance of how they passed, and you fighting to bring this to awareness for others, to help others, so that they don't experience the same kind of loss. You are motivated by the passing of your loved one to fight for what is right, to show others some injustice. They see you doing that. Four of Swords. They watch you sleep, and they speak to you in your dreams. They're visiting you in your dreams. When you have dreams about them, they are visiting you, and they want you to start practicing lucid dreaming so that you can remember what they tell you, and you can ask them what you need to ask them. So one way to facilitate lucid dreaming is, as you're laying in bed, you can hold your hand up in front of you and talk to yourself, your higher self. Say your name out loud. I'm talking to you tonight. When I am dreaming, I will look at my hand and turn it over, and that will be a signal to me that I'm dreaming, so that I can then take control and be aware of the dream. So that's just one method, and if you already have a method, that's great. You can also Google it, I'm sure. Research it. Strength. You have the strength and the resilience to survive this. And so here, of course, my phone went off when I was sharing this, which I take as confirmation. We see cats, so it could be that some of you have a cat that's passed on, or that your child is what's coming out of my mouth or to my mind. You know, I'm channeling that your child had a pet cat. Perhaps you still have that cat. They also want me to tell you that sometimes they are communicating with you through the cat. And someone else is telling me, here's a blue jay, that when you see a blue jay, they want you to know that is them. This feels more like a spouse, but it could also be a parent. Remember that there are multiple beings communicating with me now, so take what resonates. Let's get a couple more. Two of Wands, lavender. Okay, sorry, I really had to get a drink of water. I really got choked up when I was holding this card, the lavender, Two of Wands, something about lavender. That may have been their favorite color, but also there's something about the plant or the scent, lavender, a soap maybe, something lavender. All right, let's get one more card. And we do see a motherly type figure here. Perhaps your mother loved the scent lavender or used a lavender soap. And the moon. You know, with the moon, we have water here. And with the Hanged Man, we have water. Those of you that are connecting to the other side, there is something about reflections, mirrors, water, glass like a crystal ball, some way of divining. And they are showing me, I don't know if it looks like this to you or if it's just me, but this looks like a face and a smaller face, like a mother and child, an infant. And I see here the head of a deer or a rabbit, a hare. There are the ancient Mayans and I believe Chinese say that the rabbit is connected to the moon, that they see a rabbit in the moon. And I see that in this image, but I'm also seeing a mother and daughter, or mother and infant, mother and child. And so, yes, while I was holding that card, I was getting multiple messages. So bear with me again, take what resonates, because I was getting a message about you scrying, and then a message for somebody else about their child. And these look like weeping willows to me. Yes, your child on the other side is with you. They are your angel. All right, I'm going to draw some more of these. This one. Oh, that's two. Memory. The memory. It looks like a scary card, but it is about choosing to remember the good things, celebrating their life. We have pomegranate, which very much is connected to the underworld, the afterlife. And perhaps you had a passed on loved one, a relative that had a pomegranate tree or liked to eat pomegranates. But immediately when I saw this, what they showed me was Persephone. And Persephone was kidnapped by Hades and taken into the underworld. And her mother, Demeter, this is a story from Greek mythology. Her mother was so sad, of course, because she couldn't find her daughter Persephone. And she stopped caring for the world, and it got very cold, and the plants started to die. And so the gods became worried because without plants, the animals would die, the humans would die. So they petitioned to Zeus, who went to visit Demeter and asked her to bring life back to the world. And she said that she couldn't do it without her daughter Persephone. And so Zeus went to Hades to talk to his brother Hades. And by that time, Hades had already convinced Persephone to consume in the underworld, and what she had eaten was just 6 seeds, 6 pomegranate kernels. And so he told Zeus, well, she can't leave the underworld now because she consumed the food here. And Zeus, of course, wanted to respect those laws, but also knew that the earth would perish without Demeter adding life back to the earth, caring for the earth. So he made a deal with Hades and Demeter and Persephone that she could visit her mother on earth 6 months of the year and would have to return to Hades for 6 months, which is where we got the seasons on our planet, according to the ancient Greeks. All right, let me draw some more cards. The Weaver. The Weaver is coming back. This came out in the first pile, as did the Standing Stone and the 7 of Wands and the Memory card. So you may want to listen to pile number 1 if you were drawn to that. The Weaver is, of course, if you sew, knit, crochet, anything like that, they are with you when you're doing that. Or it could be that that's something they did, they quilted, is what I meant to say. But also they want you to know that their passing, that story is now woven into your life, and you're meant to use that, and they're with you on the other side supporting you. I'm really getting a strong message from a little girl. I feel like this is the little girl. This is the little girl. And I see when I say little girl, I feel like middle school or high school age, like preteen to teen, and someone who is or was gothic, wore lots of black, somebody who had their own style, very strong child, very strong persona with their own style, and they keep getting my attention, so they still have that strong energy. Draw a couple more. All right, oath. So again, they're telling me that this was meant to be. This was a contract that you put into place before this incarnation. They were meant to pass before you. And it was meant to become part of your story. You agreed to this. The moon again. So here's the moon, and look at that. It came out right on top of it, the moon. Perhaps you're staring up at the moon, thinking about them, and they see you doing that. Also, a Cancer is coming to mind. They were a Cancer zodiac. Something about the moon. What they are showing me is that this shape is like a reflection of the shape on the moon. Again, there's this idea of reflection. It could be that the spirit, the being that's in spirit that wants to communicate with you, feels that you look like them, or they look like you. There's something about a reflection, and perhaps you're reflecting. I want to look at what the guidebook for this card says. Give me one moment. All right, they're telling me to just read this to you. It says, "The moon has been our companion through the darkness of the night. Since the beginning of time, we have worshipped her through the millennia, depicted her many faces through art, and woven her countless names through song and poetry. The moon card invites us to open ourselves to the deep waters, to our subconscious, to reclaim our child's sense of wonder and be intrigued by mystery rather than afraid." And they did show me a picture, a painting or a print of a woman and a moon, as well as a song about the moon. And I don't know any songs about the moon, but maybe it was a lullaby I feel that maybe it was a song in another language other than English, perhaps Spanish, La Luna. Maybe you still sing that song, and that's a song you used to sing to her, or she sang to you. Pile number 2, that is your message. Those are your messages. I hope that those helped your ancestors, your passed on loved ones. They are very much with you. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Before I show you the stone and card that you chose, I just want to let you know that in pile number 1 and 2, a lot of people in spirit came through, and so some of the messages were very specific. So please take what resonates and leave the rest for others. The sea urchin is, the fossilized sea urchin is a protective shield to guard against, it guards the soul against negativity. So you are protected and your person is protected. They want you to know that. And I don't know if you can see it, but I see like a little face, like a little, it reminds me of the sun card. Like I see these rays coming off the center, and it looks like the little child's face in the sun card in the traditional tarot deck. It's this stone also helps to increase spiritual consciousness and love and forgiveness. You also chose the card Crow, and what they're showing me is the number 24. Perhaps that date is, perhaps that is a number of a date that's significant, or an age. And crows are believed to be connected to the dead, to the spirit world. This one's looking at its shadow or reflection, so we'll see what we get. We're connecting to pile number 3's passed on loved ones, ancestors, receiving any messages they may have for pile number 3. Actually, feel this card wanted to come out. What do they want you to know? Bones for casting, divination. Definitely feel this is a message from your ancestors. Your ancestors are with you. And I'm getting the same message that I got in pile number 1, which is that they are in your DNA, they're in your bones, in your blood. You carry your ancestors in your bones. They want you to know that. All right, let's get some of these. Get this one. The Priestess, which also came out in pile number 2. In case you're drawn to that. So again, your ancestors, you know, this bones for casting divination and the Priestess, you are honoring them with the way that you are practicing your spirituality. And they want to recognize that. They honor you. They're with you. Let's get some more of these. Mirror. Again, we got a message about this in pile number 2, not this exact card, but the idea of scrying or looking in a mirror or a pool of water to divine. They're also telling me cleanse, purification. Somebody else is telling me that they look like you or you look like them. Please remember, I'm getting a lot of messages at once, so take what resonates. Hair. They're showing me a chocolate bunny. But also the first thing that I thought of was in pile number 2, we saw a picture of a moon that we could see a rabbit in, or a hare. And they're also telling me something about your hair, that your hair is like their hair. The hair in your head is like the hair they had. Pruning. Maybe you used to cut their hair. And we got oath in another message with the hair cutting. So they're showing me that's what they were trying to say, is that you used to cut their hair. All right, I'm going to get some tarot cards now, and we'll see what other messages we get. Oh, this one actually. Page of Swords, archery. Bow and arrow, aiming for the target. Hunter. King of Swords, Page of Swords and King of Swords. We have this woodsman, and also here we see a middle-aged or a young woman. A page would be a young person, but to me she looks middle-aged. And a King of Swords, it would be an older masculine energy. Wheel of Fortune, destined, fated. And we see an eagle, a watermeal, this message, not the Wheel of Fortune, but the message of your passed on loved one passing before you, being a plan, being fated, destined. It was meant to be, keeps coming through. They really want you to know that they were meant to pass before you. Something about his cologne or scent, that you are smelling his clothes or his cologne, his scent, and he sees you doing that. 3 of Swords. Yeah, they see you sad. They see you when you're crying. I feel this is from a message that's from someone that's passed recently. Remember, I'm sharing multiple messages, but when I pull out this card about them seeing you when you cry, that is from someone who passed recently. We see a snake here and a nest with eggs. A letter or note. Perhaps they wrote you a note. They want you to know that there was nothing you could have done. This was fated. It was meant to happen. There's nothing that you could have done to change the outcome. Ace of Swords. We see a cat. They really want you to look at this in a different way. And they want you to communicate with them. Or they're trying to communicate with you. 3 of Wands. They want you to take that trip. They want you to travel. This is very specific, but Texas, Big Bend, New Mexico. I don't know if that's someplace that you were talking about going or that you used to go together, but they do want you to take that trip. I want you to take that trip. That is another way to connect with them. They're going to be there with you. We see this little bird on the staff with them. The 3 of Pentacles. This came out in pile number 1. And it's really interesting that you have 3, 3, 3. 3 threes. So the 3rd month is March. Something about 3 is very significant. All right, I'm going to draw some more of these cards. Thaw. Which again makes me think of spring and March. Oath, there it is. I told you this came out before. Cutting the hair. You used to cut their hair. But also an oath of this was meant to be. This is fated. This was part of the plan before you incarnated a contract. Shell. Somebody who collected shells. Oh, I see a pearl here. In pile number 1, we did see a woman sitting on the beach holding a shell in her hand. They want you to go to the beach. Staff. Again, about traveling. Something about traveling. They really want you to take a trip. They want you to travel. And, you know, staffs support us. They are supporting you. They don't want you to feel guilty about going on a trip without them. They want you to go on the trip and have a good time, and you're not going to be without them. They're going to be there with you. They're with you now. Dusk Child. This came out in pile number 2. So we see a necklace that looks like a vial of something. She has tattoos, black nails. She has tattoos on her feet as well as her hands. And we see this animal skull and horns turned into a lute or musical instrument. Somebody with very blonde hair or bleached blonde hair. Or somebody that colored their hair. Since this card came out in the last reading, I want to look at the book to see what it says. Maybe they want me to read that. That's what I'm getting, is they want me to read what the book says. Give me one moment. All right, it says, darkness, reality, balance, depth. She walks through the ancient cemetery with slow and mindful steps. The gravestones stand humbly among the imposing yew trees, many of them swallowed by ivy. As dusk starts falling, the silhouettes of blackbirds make way for those of bats. The Dusk Child represents the whole and unadulterated view of reality, comprising of darkness and light. A balanced view relies on the acceptance of obscurity, just as a healthy tree relies on the nourishment of the black soil. Delving into ourselves and facing our suffering, fears, and bitter memories can provide renewed purpose and strength. And this particular deck tells you about the person that is represented in the card. And this person, Kaya, was born in Indonesia and spent most of her life traveling from one place to another. She was a musician whose creative process focused on the expression of the beauty that can be found in darkness. I feel like somebody also was telling me they cut their own hair. Pile number 3, that is your message. I hope that it helps. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.